PixelWave is, if not the first, one of the first Flux models to be trained on artistic styles, at least from what I've come across on Civitai. Now, one thing I want to clear up about fine tunes for Flux, there are quite a few available. If you filter it for checkpoints under model types, checkpoint type trained, and if you choose base model Flux, you'll get all the fine tunes that are available for Flux. For example, one of the ones I like is Flux Realistic because it's only 6.45 gigabytes and it focuses on photorealism. If you look at the type here, it says checkpoint trained. These are not merged models, okay? So it is possible to train Flux. It's just very difficult. Since it's a distilled model, you have to undistill it. You got to change the code manually and all that stuff. I know nothing about that stuff, but it's not as easy to do. The problem is a lot of these kind of are the same. There'll be improvements with like facial features, anatomy, things like that. But what I really love about PixelWave, it can do artistic styles. Now, the latest version was just posted on the 25th. The full F16 model is 22 gigabytes. With that being said, there is an FP8 version that's only 11 gigabytes. And then we have GUF models from Q4 to Q8. And I can appreciate the efforts he put into this. It took him 5 weeks on his 4090 to do. And then he does mention here it's able to do art styles, photography, and animate. Personally, I'm really excited about this model because one of the weaknesses with Flux has always been the lack of artistic styles. If we look at the image here on the right, we have an image with the base Flux dev, and then the same prompt, same seed in an oil painting style with PixelWave. And you can clearly see the texture of the oil painting is very evident compared to Flux base. Now, it still looks creative, but it doesn't have that oil painting texture. Now, I changed the artistic style to be more abstract impressionism style, and we see the texturing of the image is so much more artistic and creative compared to the Flux base with the same prompt. So for those of you that love artistic styles, this model is definitely something you need to try out. It can do styles like symbolism, abstract impressionism, art deco, constructivism, cubism, expressionism, pop art, and the list goes on and on. Now, it might not be able to do some artistic styles like this one. I tried Art Nouveau and it looks nothing like Art Nouveau, but even if it does it, you see that it gives it some sort of artistic style, so it could still work for whatever you're doing. You'll also find this model has sort of a rawness to it, sort of almost a grungy, dirty look to it, which I personally like. Some people like the very clean, polished look, and that might be good for some things, but I find with this raw look, it looks more natural. I also want to call out for this model, if you look at the Flux base model here, PixelWave here, the texturing of the skin is a little excessive here because I prompted for textured skin, intricate details, so you don't really have to prompt for those things, but even when you do, at least it looks quite natural, where we see Flux dev here. Still looks fine, looks kind of smooth, but it has that fake look. But if we take out the intricate details, the textured skin, we get this with PixelWave. So you can find a balance in between, but the fact that you can prompt for better skin texture is definitely a plus for photorealism. And I think all of you that know me by now, I'm all about the small details. If we look at this image here with all the cables and wires, so much detail this image has. The textures, the patterns, the color on the image here on the right. And if you're more the creative, artistic type where you love texture and colors, PixelWave is definitely a must-have for you. As always, links to this model will be in the description below, and I'd love to hear what you think in the comments below. Now, if you happen to be new to Flux and you're confused about all the different types of models, make sure to check out this video right here. Until the next one, my friends, I'll see you when I see you.